Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Search for Meaning podcast. We have another episode with a very special guest. Before I introduce my guest, I'm going to give a shout out to my sponsor. Shout out to Precure Health and Wellness. You can find him on Instagram, which is Sean_Kowa. That's SEAN_KOWA. So Sean specializes in massages, breath work, and nutrition, and anything that will benefit your health. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our next guest. And our next guest today is Shreyas Royal. He's 15 years old, and he is the youngest international master. How are you doing, Shreyas?
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, your chess career, how long have you got to chase that Grandmaster norm?
Yeah, I believe I've got just under a year from now. I believe the youngest Grandmaster, still currently the youngest British Grandmaster is David Howell.
Mm-hmm.
That record was held at 16 years and 1 month, all the way back in 2007, I think. So yeah, it's been a while since someone's broken that record.
Beat that record, yeah. So what's it looking like for you to be able to beat that record? What's your chances are quite high, aren't they? How many norms have you got so far?
Yeah, I've got two norms so far. Unfortunately, I came, numerous times agonizingly close to achieving my third norm.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yeah, I missed my third norm by half a point twice already. But not only that, like I was supposed to win my last games in both of the tournaments, and I ended up drawing in a winning position. So it was a bit unfortunate, but at least it's a good sign that I'm probably close.
Yeah, keep going. So how did these little knockbacks, how does it affect you? How are you moving on after these knockbacks?
Well, yeah, unfortunately, after these knockbacks, I've lost a bit of rating. So it's not all uphill yet, but I suppose I just move on. I've been experimenting a bit, trying to step outside my comfort zone. And I feel like in the long run, this will be very beneficial, instrumental to my chess improvement. So, I mean, it's just part of the grind. There are ups and downs, and you just kind of have to learn from every experience.
Yeah, of course. So give us a little bit of a history on how you started playing chess, Shreyas.
Yes, so back in around 2014, 2015, towards the end of 2014. My dad brought in a chess set one day. Because my mother wanted me to do some activities to keep me preoccupied. And initially I did like some sports, I fiddled around here and there. But she also wanted me to get into some like more mental activities. So one day my dad brought in a chess set, which was much to the delight of my mother. And I mean, he kind of knew how to play chess. He knew the basic rules, basic moves, but he couldn't get further past that. And okay, so eventually I started beating him, and he wasn't very pleased about that. But soon enough he enrolled me into my school chess club. And from there I started playing, started getting better. I joined a couple of clubs nearby, and I had some friends who who would accompany me to some tournaments. But by stroke of luck, like I wasn't supposed to play my first chess tournament. This was at the London Chess Classic in 2014, so I was just about to turn 6 the next month. And so I mean, if I remember correctly, like there were. I mean, usually the London Chess Classic, it's more of a festival. At least back in the day, it was more of a festival. They had schools, they had open tournaments. They had, like, of course, the elite tournament with all the super grandmasters. But yeah, I was obviously a part of the school event. Okay, I mean, I wanted to partake in that, but unfortunately, I was. They deemed me too young to participate. I mean, since I wasn't even 6 yet. And by stroke of luck, one of my schoolmates, he got sick, and that allowed an extra place in the freed up an extra place for the in the team, and yeah, I was allowed to play. And yeah, I mean, I got my I managed to win whatever section I was playing, and I had a gold medal, and I was proudly showing it off on
So
my way back.
you actually beat
Yeah, I
everyone
actually won
and
my
you
first
won.
chess tournament. Yeah.
And were you the
Um,
youngest as well in the tournament?
okay, I can't remember that, but
Okay.
I mean, I was certainly proud to win the tournament. Like it was some school event. It's like very
Mm.
specific. Like they had even for the school events, they were like very specific. I think they had like certain year groups and certain levels. But yeah, I mean, I won the section I was playing in, so that's good.
So from when your dad brought the chessboard home, at what point earlier on in your chess career did you find the love and passion for the game that, you know, how did you find it? When did you find your love and passion for the game?
Um, yeah, I'd say pretty early on because it was obvious that I was pretty good at the game. I had some sort of talent for it. And I enjoyed winning, of course. But yeah, later, yeah, chess became a bit more captivating, not only because I was successful at it, but also because, I thought it was a very intellectual sport. I
Mm.
thought it had a lot of cognitive benefits, and I was just fascinated by a lot of I was just fascinated by the pieces, about a lot of facts, because there are quite a few interesting facts about chess. Like I believe there's
Mm.
also one like after the fourth move, there's more chess
Possibilities.
possibilities, yeah, than atoms in the universe or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I found it fascinating and it captivated me.
Yes, it is. It is a really fascinating game, and so going back to when you going back to your early days of chess, I'm just trying to think of how I can frame this question. How, or should I say, what was your strategy for training like when you first started learning the game? What did you learn first, and how did you win your first games?
Yeah, so it was okay. Obviously, it's not as intense as it is
It is
nowadays,
now.
and I think it
Mm.
will only get more difficult and to be more intense as I progress further. But yeah, back in the early days, I think there was a particular emphasis for chess tactics and having a sharp tactical vision. So yeah, obviously, my coaches and I, we solved a lot of chess puzzles. I also had some friends, they were also tactically very alert. And yeah, to be honest, it was mainly tactics. We would also discuss some, simple opening ideas, be wary about not falling for certain opening traps. It was all very casual, and I mean, it was pretty fun solving the tactics, because quite a few of them had like some sort of aesthetic part to it. Yeah, obviously, as I got stronger, I realized that there's much more aspects to chess, and the ultimate goal is to be as universal as possible and try to work on every area. I think this is essentially like kind of what happens in every sport. You have to be good at everything. You have
All
to have
round.
all the skills in your locker. So yeah.
Yeah. So progressing in your chess career, I've seen you became a candidate master in 2016, and I actually met you when I started playing against you when you were a candidate master. So you were a candidate master in 2016, progressed to being a FIDE master in 2021, and a year later you progressed to being an international master. So how do you balance the amount of work you have to put into chess as well as your school? What do you prioritize more?
Yeah, I'd say that for now I'd probably prioritize chess. It's about, trying to focus more about chess and, kind of see how it goes until like I get a bit older and obviously, university applications and all that. Figuring out what I want to do with my career in the future. Yeah, but obviously currently I try to prioritize chess, and obviously it's not easy. Trying to balance out both, but I kind of try to do, focus on them in batches. Like,
Okay.
some batches I focus really on chess, other batches I just fully focus on my studies, my academics. And yeah, it's certainly not easy, but I would say some of them, they kind of go hand in hand because both, require intellect, and I feel like, they can be mutually complementing each other. At least in my primary school, like I thought yeah, I was doing pretty good at chess. I was pretty good at my academics, and I thought that there must have been like some sort of correlation.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what would you like to be when you go to university? What would you like to train as? What do you aspire to be if it wasn't for chess? What's your other interests and hobbies?
Yeah, well, my hobby is okay. I like doing some sports, like cricket, football, and I play a bit of table tennis. Actually, I've recently got into table tennis as well. Yeah, as for studies and subjects, okay, I'd say I'm fairly good at math, and yeah, to be likely be the case, I might be, doing something math related in the future. But yeah, I'm interested in like some other subjects, like obviously science and biology. Of course, there's a lot of memorization to that, to biology, so I do feel like I do have some sort of skill in that aspect as well. But yeah, there's like a lot of interest. Yes, I mean, it would probably be the case that I would find more interest if I weren't doing chess. If I wasn't doing chess, I'd probably find more interest and maybe have a clearer image. But yeah, for now, I'd say like in the future, okay, ideally, I'd like to be a very strong chess player. Hopefully, be like top 10 in the world. Of course, the main goal is world champion, but there's a lot of competition nowadays, and I feel like I would be pretty content with being like a top 10 player, like cementing my spot there. But yeah, that's the ideal goal. But yeah, we'll just see kind of how it goes until like around university time, and then I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I've got faith in you in reaching the top 10 in the
Thanks.
world. I
Yeah, thank
definitely
you.
have a lot of faith in you. You're really you're really doing a lot of work in the chess community as well. So what's your take on how chess is growing in the community in terms of like publicity for the game, and what are you doing to play a role in promoting the game of chess?
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. There's a lot of chess advocates nowadays, and I think in particular, at least chess.com is doing a brilliant job for getting new people, getting more people into the game. And I feel like we're kind of reaching new heights in terms of audience. There's actually a lot of people who are watching chess, who follow chess, who enjoy chess. Because I remember back when I was in primary school, chess was still kind of unknown. But nowadays, you even see like secondary students in school, like they're playing chess on their phones while they're supposed to be studying. So yeah, I think it's fantastic what's happening, and I hope that chess gets the more publicity. And hopefully there's more money, more sponsors into the game, because I feel like it deserves some more recognition, and I do feel that a lot of people enjoy the game. And as for me, I try to get more kids into chess, particularly kids. Yeah, I've done like some simuls. I mean, I usually accept any opportunity I have to try to get more kids, more people into the game. Yeah, I also kind of somewhat of an ambassador for Chess Kid in the UK. They reached out to me like a couple of years ago, and they wanted to kind of build a brand in the UK. And they wanted more kids playing the UK because I believe the UK is probably like the second biggest market for Chess Kid, obviously, behind America. And yeah, I mean, occasionally I do like shows with them. Occasionally I play like on their servers. And yeah, there's a lot of kids challenging me. There's a lot of kids who recognize me from that, and I hope I've got a lot of new kids into the game.
Yeah, that's amazing. What do your friends at school think about your current status in the chess world, and your teachers? Do you get treated like royalty because your name Shreyas Royal? You are royalty.
Yeah,
How's
my
that?
surname has always been a talking point. But no, I don't think I'm getting any special treatment, as I don't think I should be getting any special treatment. I'm happy that they acknowledge that I'm a talented chess player. I'm good at what I do, and I've had a lot of privileges. I'm very privileged to have all of these opportunities. Yeah, I mean, they think it's pretty cool, and occasionally they ask questions, and they also get pretty curious and are fascinated by some of the opportunities I get. Sometimes they're also curious about how chess works itself. So yeah, it's pretty
Do,
cool.
do you ever find yourself getting frustrated because you're getting bombarded with too many questions of what's the game like? What's it like to be a young superstar?
No, not really. I'm pretty happy showing my love for the game, and it only makes me happier knowing that more people are willing to take an interest, in what I do, in what chess is. So yeah, at the moment I haven't, got bored of that. Yeah, I'm pretty happy to see more people interested.
So if you were to entice somebody to playing chess, like how would you entice somebody to start playing the game of chess?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, how would I market it to them? Yeah, I would start off by saying it's a pretty prestigious game. Like it's, has a lot of history. It's been made, I think it was, invented in like the 7th century. So it's a very old game. It's a very old game, and yeah, I would say like it's a very royal game, I guess.
Royal game.
A royal game somewhat.
How
Um,
how do you think, maybe I can help you answer this question? How do you think chess has helped you as a person? Obviously, chess has given you a great life, and but how has it helped you? I'd like to hear.
yeah, I think it has like a smorgasbord of intellectual benefits. Actually, I would probably market that to them. Like I could say that, okay, if you play chess, you become somewhat smarter. You have useful. You achieve a lot of useful life skills. Like yeah, for example, one of them is like pattern recognition. I think pattern recognition is very important in chess, and I believe it might help develop pattern recognition skills. So, for example, in life, like when you feel like you've experienced this situation before, and you might understand what is best to do. And chess, yeah, it's creates discipline, patience. Yeah, and I think those skills are also very applicable to life. So maybe, yeah, I would try to market like the benefits, and also I would try to maybe try to involve like some advocates to the game, like, and try kind of talk about how cool they are, and also how it's such a prestigious game. So I'd probably try to do that.
Mm. So I'm gonna just switch it up a little bit. I'm gonna just so after you do get your GM norm, what's your plans after you actually get your GM title?
Yeah, hopefully it's looking yeah, hopefully it looks very bright after I get the GM title, because I feel like psychologically I definitely have some mental block that's kind
Okay.
of hindering me from, achieving the GM title. I think most people have some sort of like block in their mind when they're trying to get that, final norm, that final push, reaching the magical 2500 mark.
Mm,
So, I hope that things become easier after that, because obviously the journey from IM to GM has been much more difficult than FM to IM, or anything else.
yeah.
So yeah, from there I think there'll be much less pressure, and I'd just like to improve as quickly as possible. Hopefully, yeah, make it into the Olympiad team. Yeah, there's actually an Olympiad being hosted in Budapest this year. So, if I believe if I do get the Grandmaster title and get a rating around 25-30, I believe I could be used as a reserve board. I mean, it all depends, because obviously we've got a new addition to our team,
Mm,
Nikita Vitugov, from originally from Russia. Uh, so yeah, it depends, like, because currently, usually like our board 4, or should we say now board 5, would be Gawain Jones, but unfortunately he's had some personal tragedies last year, and I obviously convey my condolences to him. But yeah, it all depends about how motivated he is to play this year's Olympiad, and if he is willing to play it. So it's kind of a bit of both. Like, if he's willing to play the Olympiad, and also if I'm able to reach around like 25-30, then I feel like I could probably make it onto the team. So that, I guess, like, after getting the GM title, probably getting to the onto the Olympiad team is my next goal.
yeah. That's that's after you get your GM title, but the main focus right now is to
Is a GM
focus
title.
on that mental block that
Yeah.
you're experiencing right now. So how is that? How is this mental block? Like, what's going on in your head before the end of the round? Because you mentioned you were supposed to win I think your last game or something, and you ended up getting a draw from a winning position. Were
Yeah.
you were you focusing mainly on the result and then taking yourself out of the present moment? You know, what happened?
Um, yeah, I mean, chess is like a very nuanced game. Like also, there's
Very.
a lot of psychology to it. It's not only like the chess aspect. And yeah, I mean, I've actually had numerous opportunities to, get that norm. I feel like, okay, in particular, two tournaments. Like one was in the FIDE Grand Swiss in the Isle of Man, back in November last year. And for example, yeah, in round nine, I had the white pieces against a young, strong Russian grandmaster. And yeah, all I needed was a draw to achieve my grandmaster title. Sorry, not grandmaster. Sorry, get a norm, get a
Yeah.
grandmaster norm. And yeah, unfortunately, he was not willing to give away that half point that easily, and he played like a very sharp opening. And yeah, I followed it up, equally. It was like a very complicated game, and unfortunately, I missed. Like, I mean, I have to give credit to my opponent. He found like some brilliant tactics during that game, and I was outclassed.
Mm.
But yeah, in the same tournament, like in the final round, the 11th round, I was playing a German grandmaster close to 2600. And yeah, I was kind of annoyed to face him because I knew he was extremely solid, and I kind of wished that I had him as my round nine opponent, because then I could easily force a draw with white and get that norm.
Mm.
But yeah, anyways, like I tried to study his weaknesses and understand what I should try to achieve. And
Mm.
eventually I got the sort of position I wanted. I figured out that, he's a bit weak when his king gets attacked. So I was just waiting for that moment, and I pounced when I had the opportunity. And I achieved like a completely winning position, but I feel like I was overwhelmed by the excitement, and yeah, just one careless moment, and suddenly
Yeah.
it's like I reached the time control, and because also completely against him, like I achieved a completely winning position, and yeah, like he was very low on time. But suddenly, when we reached the time control, I realized that this isn't winning anymore, and obviously that was really painful. But I
Mm.
moved on. And okay, I mean, in the second tournament where I missed my grandmaster norm by half a point, yeah, I thought I was playing fantastic chess that tournament. It was in Hastings, which yeah finished, which was yeah back in December 2023 to January 2024. And yeah, I started off the tournament very well. I think I got like 4.5 out of 5, and I played some brilliant chess. I should have won my fourth round game to a French grandmaster with black. I was completely winning, but okay, I mean, it's fine. And yeah, suddenly, I mean, unfortunately, like the weather in Hastings is usually pretty egregious, and I eventually caught a cold. I mean, first my mother caught a cold, and obviously, unless we quarantine, it's kind of imminent that I'm going to catch it. So obviously, I wasn't in my best shape, but I still felt like I was playing some fantastic chess. And yeah, like okay, round six, yeah, I think I had like much better position, even close to winning. Like I missed one simple tactical opportunity, and I felt like I had brilliant winning chances in the end game against the Chinese grandmaster. But I thought, okay, that's it's fine. Like I'm a bit sick. I can move on and try to get some more chances in the next few rounds. And in round eight, I felt like I had a winning position again. Like there was this one moment as black where I had a winning position, and had I won that game, I would have achieved the norm. But okay, I mean, it's very slim margins. So I thought, okay, round nine, like in round nine, I was determined, like, to get the grandmaster norm. And I was playing a Ukrainian grandmaster, and I had the white pieces. I mean, everything went to plan. I was just completely outplaying him. I achieved like such domination with my pieces. Like I was just controlling the entire board. But the thing with such situations is that you kind of have to do a trade-off. Like, do you want to capture the material and like kind of release some of your control?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, ultimately I chose to be a bit materialistic, and I kind of captured his material, and suddenly like he had a lot of counterplay. And unfortunately,
Mm.
yeah, the game ended in a draw, and I was somewhat devastated not to get that final GM norm,
Mm.
because it was such a relief. Obviously, I wouldn't become grandmaster just yet, because I would
Mm-hmm.
still need like 15 or so points to get the magical rating, but it would be such a burden off my back.
Yeah,
Um,
so it feels to me like you're just at that final hurdle,
yeah,
and I may be wrong in this, but I feel like your excitement may be getting the best of you, because like you said, the game is also there's a lot of psychological aspects to the game. And like I find myself as well playing, I'm in a winning position and I get so excited and I'm thinking, oh yeah, this is going to be an easy win. And then before you know it, you're like,
Yeah, it's slipped
on
my
the
fingers.
yeah, it slips through your fingers. So would I be safe in saying that your mental block could be it is psychological and probably most likely just an excitement for about the result, which actually removes your focus from the present, from the current game, from the from the present moment, and then you're thinking about the end result, which takes away the quality of your decisions. Yeah. So would
Yeah,
I
I
be right
think
in saying that?
yeah, I think you'd be right in saying that. I feel like I played better without pressure, and so to kind of
Mm.
mount this sort of pressure just before the games and the tournament, like I'm aware about it, I'm conscious about it, but it's just always at the back of my mind. And yeah, I feel like in tournaments where I played without any pressure, like I play really well, and I definitely feel like I'm at that level, but I just need to kind of take it game by game, take it move by move.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
unfortunately, yeah, I've had like two suboptimal tournaments after that, and I've lost a bit of rating. But I feel a bit more confident that I know my errors now. Like I feel like I'm more conscious about what I'm doing wrong, and I just need to be more stubborn in not gifting away any
Mm.
a full point or half a point. And so, okay, even though I've lost some rating and I haven't got that, final gym norm yet, I feel optimistic because I know on my best day, like, I can easily surpass Grandmaster level. I feel like, I'm able to compete with 2650s, even 2700s equally on my best day. So I just need to, bring more of that out of me. And if I control these errors, I know I have the potential to, get the title very quickly. So it's just all about being conscious about the errors, and I guess I need to be a bit more stubborn and determined not to, gift any points. I mean, I'm a very generous person. I gifted a lot of my rating, but I need to be more selfish in this sense.
Yeah, you have to be selfish, Riaz. You have to be selfish and keep your eye on the prize. Keep your eye on the
Yes.
prize. We're all rooting for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, Shreyas, your chess journey is definitely so inspiring. And like, I remember when we first played together, it was actually about 3 years ago in the
Yeah. Marathon.
24 yeah, the 24-hour
Decent
chess
marathon.
marathon. So how
Yeah,
how
the
did you
COVID.
how did you find the marathon for
Yeah.
24 hours playing 5-minute games?
Yeah. I don't know what got into me, to be honest, because I was doing some math homework, and then I was getting bored of doing it. And suddenly I
Mm,
thought, like, 2 hours had already passed, and I thought, wow, why not? Let's play the marathon. And
mm,
told my parents that I'm going to play the entire marathon. Okay, I played like 22 hours. Doing the 22 remaining hours. So I told my parents I'm going to play the remaining hours, 22 hours, and see how far I get. And obviously they kind of shrugged it off because they just didn't believe that I had the stamina to last that long. So, but yeah, I proved them wrong ultimately. I mean, they went to sleep and they kind of forgot that I was playing the marathon. And yeah, it was like obviously a new experience for me because okay, I mean, I have like I can, really, if I put my mind to it, I feel like I can do a lot of things. And obviously, sleeping has not been my strongest point. So I thought I do have the sort of skill to last long without sleeping. But what was difficult was trying to play good chess. Well, kind of, well, really tired. And by the end of it, yeah, I was absolutely knackered. But I was very proud to get second place.
yeah, second place.
Obviously, yeah, I was very proud to get second place. I mean, there'd been a lot of players who played the tournament. I believe I'd even played. I can't remember if this was in 2021 or 2020, but like there was like some Blitz game where I played Mickey Adams and I beat him.
Ooh,
It was like
wow.
some 5-0 game, so I beat some notable players. And overall, it was a success. Like obviously, I sacrificed my sleep. My whole body
Mm.
was aching after the experience, but just one night's sleep and everything's fine again. I slept 12 hours that day. I've never slept that long.
Yeah, chess is the playing for 24 hours is absolutely mentally draining. I remember after I played the whole 24 hours. So as soon as I finished playing the game, I didn't realize how mentally exhausted I was. I sat on
Yeah,
the sofa and I just went straight to sleep. Yeah, it was
yeah.
it was amazing. I'm gonna ask you what your thoughts are on playing Blitz and compared to standard time controls, and what is there because there's people talk a lot about that it's not good to play a lot of blitz and bullet because it's not good for your long play. So what's your thoughts on?
Yeah, usually I play Blitz for fun. Okay, I definitely play Bullet for fun. I don't think there's any like benefit to Bullet. It's just
Mm,
about the rating and just about, the
having
fun.
fun?
But Blitz, I feel like it can have some sort of benefits to it. I feel like it does train your intuition, trains,
Okay.
how sharp you are. And okay, initially, like, okay, I've always felt like I've been good at Blitz, especially over the ball Blitz. I mean, I always need to play with more over the ball Blitz because I really enjoy that. But yeah, I feel like the difference between classical and Blitz, okay, there's obviously a huge difference. And yeah, I mean, I think Blitz definitely has a lot of benefits to it. And a lot of it can be beneficial to classical chess, especially like when you
Okay.
get into time trouble. Like I feel like
Okay.
that's when it really plays its part.
So what about the balance? Do you have a balance on how much blitz you play compared to how much long play games that you play? Because could you actually develop bad habits and playing blitz and carry them over to long play? Like for example, moving too quick.
Oh yeah, certainly. Yeah, I've found like that's also like one of my issues at times. Yeah, generally I'm, a very quick player. Um, I like to trust my intuition. I like to trust my quick calculations. And quite often this is actually a pretty good thing. Okay, most people have told me it's a blessing. Including David Hull himself. Like, I had a discussion with him a while back, and I was just discussing some things. And obviously, he's a bit of a time travel addict, and he's always, trying to. He's such a perfectionist when he has a lot of time on the clock. And obviously, he's a fantastic blitz player because when he gets down, like for example, when he has like 1 minute to make 20 moves, he plays, unreal chess. And
Mm,
I don't know, just something clicks in him to play really quickly. But yeah, he's always wanted to play a bit quicker and avoid getting into that situation in the first place. And so yeah, he's told me that playing quickly usually is a blessing. You just need to find like the right amount. Because quite often I find, yeah, I play quickly and it definitely mounts pressure on my opponent. It definitely displays how confident I am. And
yeah.
yeah, okay. So the issue is that sometimes my moves can be very superficial and I may miss some certain resources. I may not consider the position deep enough. So it's all about finding the right balance in chess. And it's, chess is a lot about finding the right balance between things. And I guess a lot of it is developed through experience and just learning. So yeah, I'm still trying to find that balance. Sometimes playing quickly pays off. Sometimes I play a bit slower, but I should have, quickened up a bit earlier.
At what points in the game what point in the game uh would make you play slow? What would make you play slow? At what point in the game? Is it because you'd be unfamiliar with the position, or there's so many
Yeah,
variables? What's the thoughts?
I think, being unfamiliar with the position is one point. Another point is probably when your opponent is still in his preparation and is blitzing out his moves, because
Mm,
obviously you cannot match an engine. So, you have to be very strategic. You have to be very smart about it. You have to use incisive thinking and, try to figure out how can I get my opponent out of preparation. And of course, critical moments is another point where you need to spend time. And yeah, and one of my issues is that I fail to I fail to sense some of those critical moments, and I can quite often, move prematurely and impetuously. So I guess those are the main points where you should kind of slow down. I suppose in like some simpler positions where you kind of have a clear plan and you also know what your opponent's going to do. I guess in those situations, it's better to move quicker. And also, like, quite often I've, fallen for this trap is when my opponent's like low on time, like extremely low on time. Quite often I play like very quickly, and I
mm,
don't realize like how good they are like when they're suddenly so low on time, and that they're. I guess it's just the adrenaline pumping through, and they're somehow like much more aware. They're seeing many more things than I am, and so if you play just as quickly as them, you essentially kind of playing blitz, but they're like just much more in the moment than you are.
yeah.
So in those moments, sometimes you can slow down. There's like one tactic where, you can tell like where your opponent's kind of itching to get up and go to the toilet. And you just kind of sit down and relax, maybe drink some water, try to figure out your move. So that's another moment, like when your opponent's like itching, when there's like a lot of opportunities, there's a lot of moves for you, and your opponent is just trying to quickly calculate all of them. Like quite often, what you should do is that you should try to figure out what's the best move before you make the move, because they can't anticipate what exactly you're going to do without that much time. There's just too many possibilities. So if you like kind of play a move that they're not, they didn't really check, then it could be really effective. So yeah, I guess those are the situations.
Yeah, a lot of psychology in the game, isn't it? So much
there is.
psychology.
Yeah.
Speaking of psychology as well, do you do any like I know you say you do some sports and stuff, but do you actually exercise? Do you do any sort of exercise to go towards your chess training? That's part of your chess training.
Yeah, I guess it's important to be physically fit, and also mentally it's important to stay pretty calm. Yeah, I guess I do like some exercises, some physical, some mental. It's generally okay. Mental. The main thing with the mental exercises is that you need to be conscious about it during the game, because quite often I get caught up in the heat of the moment, and I kind of forget about it all, and I'm just so focused on, okay, if I make this move, what does he do? So yeah, quite often it's useful to be aware about what you've learned at home and how to apply it. And yeah, I definitely do some exercises both mentally and physically to try to get the best chess out of me.
How frequent or often is your physical exercise, and do you class it as a major part of your chess training? Physical exercise? Well, I wouldn't say a major part, but like an important aspect for your
Yeah, no,
chess
I think it's
training.
certainly vital to have physical exercise. It's because chess is very time consuming. Quite a lot of games can last very long, and it's important to have that stamina, to be fully in it for those like sometimes even 7 hours.
Yeah.
Chess.
I actually read something a while. I can't remember where I read it, but this bit of information said that a chess player burns roughly the same amount of calories as a marathon runner in
Yeah,
one
I'm not sure
game.
if I can quite confirm that. What I do know is that the chess player does burn a lot of calories while they play chess, because obviously the brain does consume a lot of your calories. And so obviously when you're playing chess, you're mainly using your brain. So I would assume that chess does consume a lot of calories. Whether it consumes quite as much as a marathon runner, okay, at least I can't prove that. Yeah, I'm sure it does consume a lot of calories, and it's very energy draining.
So speaking of calories, I'm gonna bring it onto your diet. So let's talk about your diet. I know that your mom cooks some amazing food. So who's in charge of your diet and managing your diet?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I have a particularly strict diet yet. During tournaments I like to be a bit more disciplined with my diet, but yeah, I'm not the healthiest human when I'm at home. Yeah, obviously my mom does encourage me to eat a lot of healthy food, and she's usually the one bringing me all that. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, obviously, obviously you hear about all these top grandmasters and how fit they are, and also kind of how they give a lot of emphasis to diets and all this sort of things. Obviously, I'm not quite at that level yet. I only have my mom doing it for me. But maybe as I grow older, I'll mature and realize that maybe I'll see more of the benefits firsthand.
Yeah, you've still got a lot of you've got age on your side. Maybe that's why you don't feel
Yeah.
the benefits as much from eating healthy. But the older you get, it's definitely a wise idea to eat healthy.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on chess boxing?
Yeah, okay, I watched like the chess boxing match between Aman Hambleton and Lawrence Trent.
Yeah, I did. I watched that one as
Yeah,
well.
I think like it does bring a lot of publicity, so I feel like it could be a good thing for there to be more chess boxing in order to get more people into the sport and eventually chess. As to what I think about it, I feel like most chess players probably aren't going to be up to the task. I feel like, at least physically, we're probably not quite as strong as, as would be required to be a boxer. I think it's a pretty entertaining sport, but you need volunteers for it because not everyone's willing to kind of injure their head, the thing they need to play chess.
Exactly,
So
right? You need your brain cells, and too many knocks
yeah,
to the
yeah.
head
Human hits is
is
gonna.
certainly
So you need like some
certainly
very generous and willing volunteers for it.
yeah.
And how you'll find that, I'm not sure.
Yeah, chess boxing. Yeah, my thoughts
Yeah,
on
I
that
don't
is
think it's, very sustainable on like, a high level. Like maybe if you have some, 2400 GMs who don't really play chess professionally or don't play chess as much anymore. Like for example, Aman and also Lawrence. Like I don't feel
mm,
like, they play like proper over the board games so much anymore. So obviously they are willing to take this risk. So you need to kind of find like some volunteers, maybe like some almost retired chess players who, want to try some new stuff. But I think it's great for the publicity. I think chess boxing is doing a good job.
yeah, it's doing good. There's chess jiu-jitsu is gonna be starting soon. The first
Ah,
ever chess and jiu-jitsu tournament, which I've actually signed up for.
oh, you have. Yeah, well, good luck for that.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, good. So there's no actual like physical contact, as in like, so it's so no physical impact, shall I say? So there's no like getting punched to the face
Hmm.
and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
so maybe that might be, more useful.
That could be more useful. We might see a lot.
It
Hopefully,
depends
see.
on the viewers, like,
Yeah,
how much
yeah,
traction it gets. So we'll see.
yeah, yeah. For me, I treat jujitsu like my physical genetic chess. That's
Yeah.
when I'm doing jujitsu, I feel like I'm playing chess. So Shreyas, I want to talk about your school and bring it back to the education system because I want to hear your thoughts on what you think the education system is like, and if you had a choice, would you to change the education system? Would you change it? What's your thoughts on the current education system?
Yeah, it was my thoughts on the current education system. I mean, I think it is fine just as how it is. Obviously, I haven't really got into politics and stuff, so I don't really have my own opinion yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm yet to develop an opinion. Maybe as I grow older, I'll have more opinions, more insights to share. But for now, okay, I think yeah, I don't think I have many suggestions right now.
Okay. So is there any lessons that you think that you do that you think, oh, I don't want to be doing this lesson? Or are you happy with all the lessons that you do? Maybe I might be going on a bit touchy subject here because people might get upset. Oh, Shreya doesn't like to come to my class.
Um, no, not really. I think most of them have some sort of value. Okay, maybe I don't like them, but I do understand, I do acknowledge that they do have a value and they could be beneficial for me. So, okay, I mean, some subjects I don't really enjoy, subjects like
Mm,
English, because I feel like, okay, I mean, as long as you can speak English fluently, I don't see, the issue. I don't see the
mm,
reason to have everything else. But I do understand why English is a subject, and I've just kind of learned to live with it.
okay. So
Things like maths, like STEM, like maths, science, and all these things. I understand, like they definitely have a lot of impact on society, and I do understand like benefits. And yeah, I have no issues with those sort of subjects.
if you were to pick some subjects for you to do in school, what subjects would you pick for yourself that you'd love to do?
Yeah, I love maths, so obviously. Yeah, some sciences I like too. Okay, I mean, I did look a bit at computer science as well. But then it
Mm,
kind of got complicated, and I thought, okay, I didn't really have the time to do everything. Maybe if I wasn't a chess player, I'd, experiment a bit more, especially considering the fact that my dad is, yeah, he's like kind of in the IT field. He
okay.
works with technology, so I would have, some sort of, insight to it. Yeah, but I found it very interesting, and I've always wanted to know like how a lot of these computers work, and I guess I have like a basic knowledge on it. And I guess if I had more time, if time permitted, I would love to learn more about it.
Amazing, amazing, Shreyas. So what do you do for fun?
Yeah, okay, I mean, I do a lot of things for fun, I suppose. One of them being playing Blitz and Bullet online. Mainly Bullet because I think Blitz I would still kind of count as serious. And I do tend to tilt when I play Blitz sometimes. So no. Yeah. I also, like I said, I play some sports. Occasionally I play some sports. Occasionally I go out with my friends. I have fun. Just explore new places. Usually when I'm at home, I like to make the most use of my internet. I watch videos sometimes. Sometimes I watch movies. Sometimes I just play some online games that I've discovered. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of things. Yeah.
So what other games do you play other than chess? If you're not playing chess, what other games do you play?
Okay, well, board games. I don't actually think I play any other board games. To be honest, I play sports, but not board games. Yeah,
Video
I guess.
games?
Yeah, video games I play occasionally. I mean, yeah, I've not really got such an interest compared to like some other people my age, or some other boys my age. But I do play occasionally, like some video games if I feel like. Usually with my friends, like I play on the PlayStation and or Xbox, and yeah, just very occasionally I do that stuff.
Yeah, considering you are an international master, and the a lot of the footage that we see online about you, you hold yourself really really strong, and you present yourself really well. So for us to hear the things that you do for fun, also just it's great for us because we also get to see that you're also human doing great things. And
Yeah,
it's nice to see that you're a good role model for a lot of young
thank
people,
you.
and I'm so happy that you've actually come on this podcast with me to share your story. And I hope that a lot of people can be inspired to play chess and just to be better individuals in the community.
Yeah, thank you. It's
So
it's
so
been a pleasure.
so so we thank you, and I gotta say a big thank you to your parents for the great work that they've done in raising you. Considering your dad wasn't a very strong chess player, and
Yeah,
your mum as well decided, oh, let's get Shreyas into some sort of mental games and stuff. And yeah, so I'd like to say a huge thank you to your parents for doing such a great job.
thank you, thank you. It's been a
Yeah.
pleasure.
Yes, I think I've covered a lot that I wanted to ask you really, and
All
talk
right.
to you about. Have you got anything that's close to your heart that you want to talk about or mention?
Anything close to my heart? Not
Yeah,
really. I suppose
I'm putting you on the
mainly
spot
chess.
right now.
I think it's mainly chess, and we've talked a lot about this today, and yeah, it's brilliant that I'm able to get my thoughts and views across on this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, fingers crossed. Not fingers crossed. I know you'll get your GM title, and it'll be nice to get you back on the podcast later on in the future. This podcast. This is a new venture of mine. And this I'm only gonna be. Yes, I release a podcast every Friday. I've only released 3 episodes so far. So yeah. So
Right. Well, I
as
mean, I
you
wish
watch
you the
me
best.
grow, I will
Yeah, I
be
wish you the
watching you
best.
grow.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, Shreyas. So I did try to put you on the spot there to see if you had anything to say that's close to your heart. But obviously, chess. Chess is what's close to your heart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
predominantly, yes.
Well,
Yeah,
thank you, Shreyas. I'm gonna bring this to an end right now. And again, a lot of gratitude and for the work that you're doing. Yeah, keep it up. Like it's
yeah.
absolutely
Thank you for
amazing.
having me on here.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
inspiring to see a 15-year-old doing amazing things. Like your future's bright, and yeah, we're rooting for you. Just get over those mental blockages, and
yeah. I will.
maybe do some meditation. Maybe take some advice from your mum about being and be a bit superstitious. Maybe you know
Oh, she's
take
very
mum.
superstitious.
Yeah, I
She's
know,
very,
I
very
know.
superstitious.
Yeah, we can learn a lot from our parents.
We can, yeah. There's still
Yeah.
a lot left to learn.
Yes, a lot, and I'm learning so much from you. And thank you so much,
Yeah.
Shreyas. Thank
Yeah,
you.
no worries. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Right, okay, so I'm gonna stop this podcast, and we'll catch you next time, Shreyas.
Yeah, thank you.